Well, today we're going to learn about conductors and insulators. Because in grade 3 we learn about different heat sources, heat as an energy, and how heat transfers from one material or one object to another. So let's learn about conductors. Do you know any different? Did you know any conductors? Can you think of anything? That's fine. We'll start from scratch. Did you know that different materials can heat up at different speeds? Did you know that? No? That's all right. Well, when heat travels easily through a material or an object, it's known as a heat conductor. Does that make sense? Yep. Let's try and understand conductors with this little experiment. Okay. About 3 minutes ago, you watched me pour hot, not yet boiling water into these 3 cups. And in these 3 cups, we have a plastic spoon. So this cup, this material is plastic. A metal spoon, this material is metal. And a wooden spoon, this material is wood. Great. Now, each of these are different materials. Which do you think is going to be the best conductor? Let's write down your prediction. Which do you predict? It doesn't matter if you're wrong, you just give it a go. Which do you predict?
The metal.
The metal. And why do you think that?
Because it's really hard and it can get really hot when you put it in hot water and it can get really cold when you put it in cold water.
Have you done this before or have you thought of this? Thought of it. Very good. Well, how about we try? I'd like you just to sort of grab the end of it, each one of them, and see which one you think. Is it hot, really hot? Is that hot? Which one's definitely the hottest? The wooden one. Are you sure? You grab. How about if you touch the bottom of the end of the spoon? Which one do you think is the hottest? My water might not have been hot enough. Which one? The metal one. That's exactly right. Now I'm going to give you an example of an everyday object that's a conductor. If we wake up in the morning and we want pancakes, what do we use to cook the pancakes in? A saucepan. Remember that? So the saucepan is a metal conductor and it sits on top of the stove and it conducts the heat and spreads the heat easily, so we don't have to wait for hours and hours and hours for our pancakes to cook. Now if you think of a saucepan, if I was just going to cook with a saucepan, would my hand get burnt if it was all made out of metal? So the handle in a saucepan is made out of something else. And that's called an insulator. So that's the next thing we're going to learn about. But this is going to take a while to learn about. Now, I've got 3 cups here. So insulators are something that blocks or reduces heat. And you can also use insulators to keep things warm, like a hot chocolate in an insulated cup, or to keep things cold. Does that make sense? All right. Now here I have 3 frozen bottles of water. And I have 3 different materials to wrap these bottles of water in to see which one of these materials insulates the bottle. Would you like to wrap it all the way up? Well, let's leave the top bit open so that we can let the water drip through. Around here. Oh, do you think that's going to insulate it? Oh, I broke my elastic band. There we go. All right, and then we're going to tip it upside down like this. And now the bubble wrap. I broke it again. Let's use my hair tie. All right. And last of all, aluminium. Now we're going to do this experiment over the course of an hour. And in this experiment, we're going to use this sheet of paper to make a prediction which one we think is going to insulate the best. And then at 30 minutes, we're going to measure how much water is in the bottom of each cup, and the same at 60 minutes. So let's start with your prediction. What do you think is going to be the best insulator? The aluminium foil. All right. Now we're going to pause this video and come back in half an hour and measure the measurements. The 30-minute mark, and it's now time to measure each of these bottles and how much water has been taken out. All right. Using this Nurofen syringe, which I can mind holding the glass for me. So what's that? That's about
5.0 millimeters.
5.0. And that one was for the
Newspaper.
The newspaper. Now for the bubble wrap. Thank you. It's at this one here.
2.5.
2.5 milliliters. And lastly, I'm going to hold the cup again. The alfoil. Ooh, it too is at
5 milliliters.
Looks like it's just over 5.1. All right, we'll pause it there and come back. Okay, now that the 60 minutes is up since we first started the experiment, let's measure these cups again. Take these out again. Thank you. Wow, that's a lot of water has fallen this time, hasn't it? All right. Using the syringe. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 53.3.5. Whew, that's a lot. So that one was for the
Newspaper.
53.5. All right, now we will try the bubble wrap. Five, 10, 15,
30.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, tilt it for me please, 70, tilt it again, oh, 75, wow. And last of all, aluminium. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, whoop, 35. So that's about 39 because that's 4 millimeters left. Was a little bit more? 39. Oops. How much was in there? Oh, you were right. There's 39 plus 3 is
39 plus 3 is 42.
good work. So looking at our results here, look how much we lost between the first 30 minutes and then 60 minutes. But which was the best insulator?
The bubble wrap. Oh, the aluminium foil.
The alfoil, and that's what you protected. Very good. Now that we've learned about conductors and insulators, I want to show you the saucepan again. So do you remember what I said the conductor was on the saucepan? Which part of the saucepan is the conductor? Because it heats up.
Heats up, so whatever you're cooking can cook
And does it cook? Does it heat up quickly or slowly?
quickly.
Very good. And which part did I say was the insulator?
The handle.
Because
when you have to hold it to take it off, you might burn yourself if there isn't a handle.
an insulator. That's exactly right. And does that mean it makes it hotter, or does that mean it blocks heat?
It blocks heat.
So we've got one that heats things up quickly, called a conductor, and one that blocks things, called an insulator. Very good. Thank you so much for participating today.